Yes, we were on location, you know, from a private estate, which we used for a lot of the rock climbing, diving into the water, running through the forest. And then we were in Ben Nevis, we were in some of the bigger mountains around not bigger, because that's the biggest, but, you know, mountains around there. A lot of driving cross country. Yeah, I saw so much of Scotland. What a great gig. You know, really, to me, the only time I notice different in a budget of a movie is the amount of trucks that you see outside lining up and how many lights that they have. And, you know, when the sound guy opens up his kit, you have like 20 different colored microphones and stuff like that. But usually I don't really notice a difference, because if you have a great cast, great director, great sets, and a great lead actor, it's sort of, you go where you don't really notice it. And I just felt so well looked after. I felt like I was more well looked after than any movie I've done in America in many ways. And the fact that you've got these sets, Scotland for Scotland, you can't mimic that in any other movie. So I felt like I was on an epic journey of one of the biggest movies I've ever made, just because of the size of the sets. And it was just nature. I mean, you can't compete with nature, so. It was hard because, you know, your call time would be like, okay, we're going to allow 3 hours to get up to the mountain, and then we're going to shoot for 2 hours, and then you would just climb back down, and that will be the day. And I'm like, wow. And so I would just do, you know, one foot in front of the other, which was a woman that's climbed Everest twice. She taught me that trick. You just go slow, because by the time you're up high, you're out of breath, you're a bit faint, and I knew I had to get up there and be so physical, so I just didn't want to exert myself. So it took about 3 hours to climb up some of the days. Yeah, pretty much, and then going to work. But some days we would just, you know, maybe climb for 45 minutes and then just hang with harnesses off the side of the mountain, and it was exhausting. But I always take difficult movies. We know that about my career. That's not my face, I don't think. I think it's not my face, I don't think. I think it's somebody else's mouth, but yeah, that was me, really. We had so many safety guys. I mean, behind, just above there, you know, like that little ledge, we had like 5 men just there with like ropes just in case I was to fall. So really I felt more safe than a rock climber doing that for real. But I was up very high, and I was just, rappelling down was scary, but it was scary just because I didn't want to slip or whatever. But there's no scary monsters hiding around the corner or anything like that. So it's just a really, I don't know, it was tough. That man has more energy than the entire, you know, than all of the United Kingdom put together. He's got such great energy that you just wanted to have energy with him, and he demanded so much from me. He was like, if I was tired, he was like, go again, even 5 more times. He just didn't let me off the hook at all, and I just admire him. He's just such an extraordinary personality. He's just gracious, kind. I miss him. I was hoping he'd be here today. He's tremendous talent. He wrote it. He edited it, he directed it. He's great. He does it all, and very proud. He's very proud of this movie. You can see that and you can feel that. Yeah, I mean, Julian and his brother, they do everything together, really. I mean, while Julian's shooting, he's filming like B camera. They edit together, and they have such a wonderful relationship, and they're so proud of each other. You know, I never really saw 2 directors. I just saw Julian. It was kind of just, I don't see the director anyway. I'm so in the character and in a headspace that it really didn't affect. I was just grateful that every scene I did, it was being covered from every angle at the same time. That's what I loved. It sort of knocked out a lot of extra shooting, a lot of extra takes. But I knew that I was getting, you know, 2 visions versus 1, and I was happy.